Village of Sauk Village Committee meeting, Tuesday, July 19, 2016. starting at 7:15. Village clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Tates. Washington.
Here.
Williams.
Here. Item number 2, the payment kiosk at Constance.
Hello?
Hi. Okay, do we start the presentation? Can we start?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you for having us. We are a kiosk company to create, well, I just got this going on. Stephanie, you just joined my presentation. Can you see my screen now?
It's just now coming up. Yes, it's finally coming up.
Right, I just, yeah.
Can you see where
So we are a
Mansour?
kiosk company.
Mansour, Mansour, hold on. Are you gonna take it from here?
Yes.
We're together. Okay, Gary, we should be okay now. Thank you very much. Okay, Mansour. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So we are a kiosk company that makes payments for city government. We manufacture everything here in Texas. We've been in business for about 23 years. And we make a kiosk. We call them Jack. And Jack stands for Justified Automated Collections Kiosk. Jack will help you optimize your budget, your workforce, and your services. Then, we have two types of jacks, okay? We have an indoor jack and an outdoor jack. What's most popular is an outdoor jack, which is this one right here. And it goes through the wall, and you can convert your drive-up window with jack, or you can put it through, make it a walk-up. Whatever you guys want to do, depending on what your situation is with your building over there. But that is the best way to do it, is make Jack available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jack will accept cash, it will accept credit cards, it will accept checks, it will give back change, it will print a receipt, and we give you everything, the software, the hardware, and we take care of everything. So this is just a summary of what I just talked about. Jack takes cash, credit cards, checks, it will print the receipt, it has a barcode reader, it has security cameras built into it. So it will do everything for you that you need to do. Now, we are integrated with a whole bunch of software companies. I'm not sure if you have as a software company.
I believe it's Tyler, correct?
Do you have Tyler Encode?
Do we have what? Say
What software company do you?
software? We have a civic system.
Yeah, what is your billing software? Is it Tyler or Suck? I forget if it's Tyler or Suck. I think it was Tyler.
No, we have Civic. That's the only software system I'm aware of when it comes to the billing. You know what we have? Civic? Yeah, that's the only one I'm aware
Oh
of.
yeah, okay, you're right. Yes, you're right. Yep.
Okay. So we will integrate with your software company. So anytime somebody makes a payment on the kiosk, we go directly in. We provide you with everything turnkey. We give you reporting. We give you everything to make sure your kiosk works. So we give you a written guarantee on Jack. Jack has no mood, no attitude. It's always polite. It'll work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's bilingual, so it speaks English and Spanish. This is the cost justification for Jack. Jack costs about $25,000, okay, and it will cost you about $5,000 a year to keep it up and running. But it will work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're not saying get rid of all your cashiers. What we're saying is that they you know, until 9 o'clock, and then look how many people are using the kiosk when your office is open. And then look how many people like to come and make their payments at night. So it is a win-win situation. The citizens will love Jack, and you'll love, and you like it because it reduces your workload. We can also provide you with online payments for free, and we can also provide you with pay by phone for free once you get Jack. So people can call into your office and they can pay using a touch-tone telephone, or they can pay online through their home computer, or they can pay through a mobile payment. So we bring you a lot of value. We give you a lot of reports. You can print the checks, we can image the checks, we can send the checks directly to your bank. And we give you all kinds of reports to make sure you can manage the system. We have hundreds of customers. Jack, bank. And if you get an outdoor Jack, that's what it's going to look like when it goes through the wall. That's what it's going to look like inside your building.
You guys are still seeing all these screenshots and everything Mansour's showing, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm just going to show you some pictures of some of our customers that have already installed Jack through the wall so you get an idea of what it looks like. I'm just going to go through this. Have you all had any thoughts on where you want to install Jack?
No, this is the first time that, unless the
Is it
trust,
going to be drive up or walk up?
well, this is actually the first time that the trustees have seen it, other than when we saw you at IML. So this is a refresher for them, so I don't think they've even had a chance to discuss, if we get it, where we would put it, to be honest with you. So this is like the first presentation.
Does everybody remember?
Okay, we can talk about that another time.
That would be another discussion, but this is a
But
refresher.
these are some ideas of what other cities have done.
So while we're going through this, just as a refresher, you guys remember at IML last year, this was the first ever in the vendor unit. And what this is for, our residents would be able to come up and make their, because I know sometimes it's kind of hard to understand. So just for the audience too, this would allow residents to come up and be able to make payments. Currently, we have the payment box outside where you can leave a check, but this will allow you to pay with cash, allow you to pay with a credit card and a check, 24 hours a day, to be able to pay the bills that are you have into the village. If I'm not mistaken, what he said is that it's $35,000 for the Jack machine, and then it would be $5,000 a year to maintain. I think that's what he.
Was that the correct figure, Mansour?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you go with, but the kiosk pricing range, anything between $18,000 and $25,000 for the kiosk, depending on the specs that you choose, and then it's 20% a year on the total invoice. So if it's $20,000 for the kiosk, then it's $4,000 a year. If it's $25,000, it's $5,000, etc. So it just depends on what you choose for specs. But yeah, the range is between $18,000 and $25,000.
So between 18 and 25,000, and then 20% of that for maintenance a year, is that?
20% for maintenance?
Correct. The maintenance covers all of your real-time reporting annually. So it's 20% annually, and that covers your real-time reporting, any alert, software upgrade, technical support, phone support, and that's it.
Does the board have any questions?
And we can also take your payments online, and we have this new feature where we can text message your customers about their bill when it's due, and they can pay it from their cell phone. We call it Utility Express. And if you will allow us to charge a convenience fee to your customers for credit card payments, then we can provide this to you at no extra cost, as long as you get the kiosk now.
And just one really quick question. I know we're kind of short of time, but do you guys do IVR payments and web payments currently?
We currently have an online bill payment system only for our water bill.
Okay,
Not
but
for-
no
not
phone
for-
payment, just
Oh, I think they take them on the, I beg your pardon, I didn't understand the question. I think they do take them on the phone, but very seldom they refer them to the internet because we don't have the time to take phone payments very often. I think the routine is to have them to go online if they can and make the payment online. We started that a couple of years ago, and I think a lot of people do take advantage of that. So now we would probably would now incorporate that payment system with this payment system because this payment system also takes the tickets. So we probably wouldn't need that other service any longer.
Right, and we can help you, if you decide that's something you want to go with us with, then that would be, if you purchase the kiosk, that would be included.
Right.
So you'd be able to have the IVR payments and the phone payments, the web payments, and potentially mobile payments through our software.
So they would have multiple ways to make their payment, the phone, the computer, and coming to the kiosk at the village hall.
Correct.
Okay.
Do any of the
There would have to be a there would have to be a convenience fee on the web payments and the phone payments, but that would be something that we charge directly to the customer, or it's something that you all could potentially use. It's just, again, that's something we could talk about another time.
Well, like if you make a bill payment to ComEd, they charge you a $3 convenience fee or whatever to make it
Exactly,
over the phone.
right. And
It's
we would do the
basically
same thing.
about the same thing you're talking, just $2 or $3 convenience
More or
fee.
less, yeah.
Trustee Burgess has a question.
Can you hear
Mr.
me?
I don't know if you want to continue to the next screen.
Do you
I
have,
don't know how much time
this
you have.
presentation's not done. You want to wait? Okay, so your presentation's not done yet. We had a trustee with a question, but you're still going with your presentation, correct?
I mean, I'd like to.
Well, I think they're pretty much done. They're pretty much
You want to show some outside, just a couple of pictures of some installed machines just to show what they look like, indoor and outdoor, and then I think we'll be done. And then you can have some Q&A.
okay. Well, here's some pictures of some of the machines. I went through them, some of them, but here's.
No, actually, I don't think we need to see that. What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is to send me your entire presentation online so I can print it out for the trustees, because I think, we're seeing them, but we've seen that before. So if you wouldn't mind
Okay, so
sending me your
I sent you the
presentation.
presentation. Yeah, I sent you the presentation,
Okay.
so you have everything. If you guys want to ask us, flood us with some questions, then feel free.
What I'll do is I'll have the trustees call you if they have any questions, because after they get a full copy of the presentation, but we do have a question from Trustee Burgess. He said, go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Can you hear them? Can you hear Trustee Burgess? Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Not that great, actually.
Can you hear me now? Okay, I'll try to do this with the mic. First of all, how many accounts can you handle at one time for this kiosk? Accounts, correct. No, I'm sorry, different accounts. We have water, excuse me?
Are you talking about handling accounts for a single, like if a person wants to pay for multiple accounts at the same time? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm talking about different accounts, water, fines, stickers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can handle as many as you want us to handle.
Okay, and when it comes to, say, when it comes to stickers, will you be able to issue stickers through this machine?
How many stickers do y'all issue?
I'm talking about village vehicles. I'm talking about village vehicle stickers. When someone wants to pay their village vehicle sticker after business hours, would they be able to do that with this machine?
Yes.
We can issue a village sticker, but you would want to share with us what your sticker looks like, okay?
Okay, our village vehicle sticker attaches to the windshield of a car. So you're saying that you can load the machine with our vehicle stickers, and as a person pays, they will be issued one?
That is correct. We can do that. Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then also when it comes to tickets, a person has a fine for grass or whatever it may be, and they want to pay this fine after hours. You'll be able to issue them, I'm sure you can be able to issue, if you can do stickers, you can issue them something that they can bring back, or it'll probably go into the system as being paid, correct?
Right. If there are fines that they need to pay, we can provide you the method to collect the fines, not only on the kiosk, but we can also do this where they can pay the fines even from their cell phone.
Okay, and then cost per transaction, is that included in your 20% that you're going to bill us for maintenance, or is that separate?
Well, for the credit card payments, we will charge a convenience fee, and that has nothing to do with the maintenance. The maintenance is all about making sure the machine is up and running, you're getting reporting, you're getting alerts. We are helping you run the machine, making sure if you have any questions, you can call us, we can give you upgrades and updates. That's what the 20% covers. We don't charge any other fees other than the credit card convenience fees, which we will charge to your customers, so you're not out of pocket on that.
And you said that is around, what, $2 to $3 per transaction?
Yeah, it's $3.95 for the first $150, and then 3% of the total amount.
And that's charged to the customer's credit card.
Right, and we will then pay the credit card processor, so you don't have to worry about that. And we transfer that money into your bank account nightly.
Okay, so you're saying that online fee, the convenience fee comes back to the village?
No, it comes to us, and we pay the credit card companies from that fee. So you don't have to pay any kind of, because the credit card normally, if you were accepting surcharges, you would end up spending, about 3%, 2.5% to 3% of that.
And that's,
Pay the credit card company.
and that's credit card and debit card, correct?
Yeah, typically, credit and debit nowadays, there's no differentiation. They pretty much go, every debit card has a credit component on it. So yes, we accept either one of them.
The reason why I'm asking, some debit cards charge an extra fee from the bank to the customer, so it could be possible that they can get charged twice, from us and then also from their bank. Is that correct?
If they use it as a credit card, then they do not get charged. But if they use it as a debit card, yes, they might get charged. But we typically don't offer, we don't make any differentiation. We call it a credit transaction, and then they pay it as a credit transaction. They don't get charged by the bank. It only happens when they use it as a debit transaction.
And last, are these unlimited transactions? In other words, do we have a minimum or a maximum amount of transactions to qualify for this price? Which means, because I see you have, your range is 18 to 25,000, and then plus 20% of the, I guess, of what we paid for the machine for maintenance.
Right, that would be.
No, there is no minimum or maximum. The price of the machine remains the same. It purely depends on whether you want to give that change to your customers, you want to give that bill change, point change, all that stuff. So, when you look at the price, that's how this is a spreadsheet of the pricing, which we will send to you. Exact change. So you have to make those decisions, and that's what determines the price of the machine down here. See that?
Okay. And who stocks the machine? You guys, or do we stock the machine?
So you stock the machine and we give you everything that you need to keep track of the money that goes in and out of the machine. We give you all the software to the end of day transactions and everything.
And my last question, how close are your maintenance people? In other words, if this machine is down for whatever reason, what's the response time to come and fix it?
Okay, now, what offer on-site service? Because most of our customers, the machine is built in a very simple way. We help you online, we help you over the phone. If there is a component that we decide has to be changed, you can literally replace any of our components with a simple screwdriver and a couple of cables. So we will work with you over the phone. Now, if you get into a situation, David, and you just can't do it, we'll get somebody locally, we'll contract somebody else to send it over to you and take care of it. But we just want you to know, we manage hundreds and hundreds of machines all over the country, okay, for all kinds of city government. So, you won't have a problem.
Right, I mean, the response time is fairly immediate. I mean, if you contact us, I mean, there's a whole staff of people that are there to assist you and help you. So if there's an issue with something with your kiosk, then we'll remotely log into the unit and we'll decide if it's something that can be handled remotely, which 9 out of 10 times any of the issues can be fixed online. If it's a hardware issue, we'll determine what a bad part possibly could be, overnight you the new part and walk you through how to replace the part. And if it's a software issue, then that usually can be handled always right online with you doing a couple of test transactions or something, or whoever that designated person would be, would do a couple of test transactions with us.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking, because if I get someone else that may not be of the village to come and do this, I have to pay them.
It should be something that anybody in the village, even if they're not super technical, or like I'm not even super technical, but it should be something that anybody that can follow some directions, and potentially turn a screw or press a couple of buttons, and they don't have to be super technical to be able to help resolve a problem. If there is something that you have to hire an outside person, that potentially, could happen, or we could arrange to have somebody come out there and help us walk you through whatever needs to be done. But most times in most cities, it's something that you can handle internally, 9.5 out of 10 times.
Okay, because the reason I'm asking is if we touch your machine and that particular technician or whoever it is that doesn't have to have a whole lot of experience hits the wrong button and then something else fails, who's responsible for that?
Well, we would be able to figure out if they hit something wrong or they press something wrong or they really, messed something up, then we've been doing this long enough that we would be able to know, and control the software because we're dialing in remotely and handle most of it right there and help them fix whatever they may have messed up.
Okay.
And again, if something gets crazy out of the ordinary, then we can hire a local technician to come down.
And just so you know, just to kind of, give you the assurance, but with all these years that we've been doing this, and we have hundreds and hundreds of machines that we are responsible for, we've never had a situation where somebody did something so bad that they messed it up and we could, because we build the machine in a very, very simple way. We make sure that it's serviceable by anybody. You don't even have to be a technician to service it. And we are the brains behind it. We are on the phone with you. We have remote access to the machine, and we know how to do this. That's why we are able to manage these machines all over the country. I mean, we have machines in New York, we have machines in California, we have machines in Michigan, we have machines all over the country. We take them down, and we rarely ever have to have any specialized technician go and take care of them.
I have a really question that's kind of changing off the subject just for really a second. But I forget, just because it's been a while, how many actual customers do you guys have?
A few
I'm not talking about, let's just stick with utilities for now. I know there's parking and there's all kinds of other things, but with utilities, I mean, do you know how many customers roughly, just a guess how many customers you all have?
Roughly 3,000.
Okay.
That's just for the
Well,
water.
I don't know how far are you all from Aurora, Illinois?
From Aurora, maybe 60 miles,
Yeah.
maybe 50, 60 miles.
Okay.
Okay? Well, they just got a machine from us and they just installed it. Just a week back.
Well, the reason I'm asking, I mean, everything breaks down, sir and ma'am. Even ATMs, I know you're familiar with ATMs, they've been out for a long, long time. Even they requires someone to actually come out and do it. And that's why I was just wondering, what is your contingency? How long would it take? We may have an outage, someone may have to come out and put another part in because they had a spike or whatever. And I was just looking to see how long your response time would be, and in the meantime, you know, the machine would be down.
Most problems are resolved by the next business day. If we find out today that there's something wrong and we need to ship you a part because our technicians figured that out, then we would ship you the part today by FedEx and you have it tomorrow. And like we've been saying, you know, we don't need a rocket scientist or a technician to replace the part because we will give you every instruction and it shouldn't take you more than 10 or 15 minutes to replace the part. And then we test it with you and there's nothing on you again.
Okay, well, I just wanted to put it out there. I mean, you know, a lot of people are hearing this, so I'm hoping that your word is as good as what you're saying, because I've seen a lot of things that were supposed to be foolproof, and next thing you know, it wasn't. So
Yeah.
I just asking the question.
We won't lie to you. We're not, yeah. We're not telling you that it will never break. I mean, there will be issues, there will be problems, but we've been doing this for so long that we know how to solve these problems, and we know how to do it in a very efficient way. So you don't have a lot of downtime, because any kiosk that's down doesn't help anybody. Yeah.
Okay, I think someone else.
I'm just going
He's gonna ask a question, you're gonna repeat it.
Oh, okay. The trustee's going to repeat something that he wants to add.
Now, I just want to understand that we are purchasing this machine. This would be our machine, correct?
Did you hear that? Hello?
No, we couldn't hear
Okay,
that.
he wants to know, we are
We couldn't hear
actually,
that.
okay, he wants to know whether or not we are actually purchasing this machine. It's not a lease, and so we actually own it?
Yes, you're purchasing the machine.
Yes.
We do work with outside leasing companies, so if you're interested in leasing the machine, then we can put you in touch with a leasing company, and just to give you an idea, it could be anywhere between $500 and $800 a month, depending on the term that you choose, the rate is usually about 6%. I would say that out of the hundreds of cities that we've done this for, maybe one or two at least. So again, whether you lease it, which would be $1 buyback at the end of the lease, or you purchase it outright, you technically either way would be purchasing it.
And software, how often do we have to, is software included in this 20%? In other words, once we get this software, do we have upgrades that we have to purchase?
Yeah, there are software upgrades and things that will happen that if we change throughout the year, then we'll automatically upgrade them. Unless they come to us and say, there's something specific that we want to do, or we want to change the way we're doing something, then there may be a charge. But if there's a Microsoft update, or if there's some kind of update that we're offering through our software to enhance the software, then you automatically would get that, which would be part of the 20%, yes.
Okay.
My question
Another-
is, ask him to repeat the convenience fee. He said $3.95 for the first $100. I think that's what he said. And then there's additional monies. Ask him to repeat what
Your convenience fee that you would charge the customer, I think, did you say it was $3.95?
It's typically $3.95, anything from $150, and then it goes down to 3% from anything over $150.
Okay. So basically, if someone's paying $500 or something, it would be 3% of that $500, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Now that wouldn't have anything, just so you all know, that wouldn't have anything to do with you owning the kiosk and having them pay on the kiosk. That would more be for the IVR, the phone payments and the web payments, or the mobile payments and things like that. But for someone to go use the the actual kiosk, no.
Okay, I got
It's
another
only for
question.
credit card payment.
Pardon me?
Correct.
What'd you say?
That's all right.
It's only, those fees are only charged for credit card payment. If somebody decides to pay by cash or check, then we don't charge any fees,
Correct.
Okay.
unless you want to charge.
What's the overall cost of the machine outright?
Did you, the overall cost for the machine outright, was that between 18 and 25,000?
Yes. Now, I will put out there, just to let you guys know, that your billing software company potentially could charge you an API fee or something to activate or have the software work with us. I have no idea what that could be, but it's something that you can introduce us to them. If you decide this is something you want to move forward with, then we will all together hop on a phone with your billing software company and discuss how everything works. And again, if they decide that they want to charge you a fee, they may or they may not. If you want to start adding additional departments, like you say, you know what, we have courts. So we want to also add courts to this where people can pay all kinds of citations, alimony payments, whatever they are. Then there would be additional software development costs for different departments. But so far for what we're talking about, I don't think that there's a need for that.
Okay, so you basically, that's why I was asking the very first question, was how many accounts come with this? And now you're saying that if we get something that I guess you're not familiar with, or if we get more than a certain amount, we will have to have that added, and if we have it added to the machine, then the outside source would have to come in and add that particular software, and then they will charge a fee to, and that's not part of your fee. They'll charge a fee to update and to maintain that particular software.
No, I'm going to let Mr. explain it better than I. Yeah.
No, I think you've misunderstood this. So I guess you're not disconnected from my presentation, but we have a policy that every department, we call them departments. So let's say you do utilities and courts, okay? So every department, we charge a $4,300 software integration fee, okay? And now it depends on how many departments you want to take payments for, whether it's for utilities, court, what else? And then every one of them need a real-time connection with your software. Because maybe some of them may not, and you may not have enough payment to do a real-time connection, in which case we'll only charge $2,300 for setting that up. Now that's a one-time fee, it's not like you keep paying for that. It's a one-time fee. So I think if you are interested in moving forward, then we need to have a more detailed discussion exactly what you want. And we have no hidden fees, okay? So whatever we decide before you make the purchase is what it's going to be. There is no hidden, there is no surprises, nothing. And so we can work out a price for you.
Yeah. Right, and I'm just putting this all out there now because I know we tried to do this a few times, so we're both just trying to lay this all out so you have enough ammunition to start with, but I'm sure there'll be another conversation. And again, there's no for sure if the software company will charge you or not on that end of things. But ours, depending on how many departments you go with, will be depending on if there's going to be additional costs for software for those other departments.
Okay, I put you back on to the clerk, and she can sign off. Hold on just a second.
Okay, trustees, so the village clerk did ask for the company to submit their entire presentation. So the board should be receiving that. What I would suggest is once you get that, to review it, and if this is something that you would like to go forward with, or if you have any other questions, I would say go through either the village clerk or the village administrator, and ask them their questions to see what we can do. And if, like I said, if this is something that we want to move forward with, then we are going to have another conversation
heard all of that, and, I've sent Debbie the presentation about an hour ago of exactly what Mansour just went over with you all, so you have that. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to resend over to Debbie a Dropbox link. The Dropbox link that I'm going to send you is it's going to still have the same presentation in there as well, but there'll be videos in there, there'll be references in there, there'll be pictures of installed machines in there. Everything, as much ammunition as you possibly need will be in that Dropbox link, including the presentation, which again I've already sent. And then we can set up another call, whether it's during the day, whether it's at night, whatever it is, and we can go over any additional questions and concerns or anything that you all might have.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for calling in today.
Okay, we're gonna disconnect the call, and I will use that to the next couple of days as the trustees get a chance to bring these questions, okay?
All right, thanks.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, bye-bye.
Your question, trustee Tate, was why were they presenting today? Yes. Okay. I don't remember. I brought information back about them, and I don't know who else did, but I think it was part of the, at least for me, one of the things when we go to IML, we go to the different groups or whatever, we bring back information. You don't get all the whole, the gist of everything they're doing. They just kind of tell you, hey, this is what we're doing. Your village would probably like it. And I know that I thought it might be a good idea. We have people who have often come to the village hall and said, I can't get here between 8 and 5. I work a full-time job. I work in the city. It's hard for me. And we do have the payment box outside, but I thought this might be another way that people would be able to make payments with a credit card. A lot of people don't write checks anymore. But like I said, this is something I didn't realize the little extras that they had just kind of talked to us about. And I think it was kind of difficult. We kind of worked with what we had since this is the third time we tried to do this. It was kind of difficult to hear everything. So I think that it might just be a better idea to kind of read the information they gave us. And if anybody thinks it's a good idea to move forward, then, I think we can have another conversation. But I think that's, whatever the board as a whole, or the majority of the board figures out, that's what we need to move forward.
So we're gonna, if we had this machine, and it's going to perform all of these transactions, are we then going to displace our employees because we don't need the employees to take money for the bills? So are we talking about cutting back on staff if we had this machine?
I don't think that that's anybody's goal at this point. That would be a board decision. If that would be something that the board would think is a cost-saving effort to do, I don't know if that's been discussed. I didn't think about why we should do that, but in my opinion, I think it would be like in addition to the staff we already have. But that would be something that could be a suggestion from somebody, if that's what anybody.
But no, I'm just wondering, we have employees that are taking payments now, and if we had this machine, then you don't need those employees to take the payments because you have this great machine to do it. So that's why I'm talking about displacing employees if we get the machine. You're trading off one for the other is what I'm saying.
And that could be something I think it may be more in addition to, because our employees do more, especially since we have downsized in the past where our employees are doing double duty, kind of, we have our water billing and our accounts payable and receivable, and both of them are taking payments at the front. So they're doing the regular job and doing that. I think there would be a reason to cut staff. I don't know if it's something that, like I said, any other trustee would present or that the mayor would present, but that's not what I was thinking of when this was presented.
Okay, I would just like people to keep that in mind, that what you may be doing is displacing employees when you do this. And I'm hearing a lot of money being tossed around, so I'll be glad to read all of this once it comes in.
I just sent it to all the trustees.
Okay, so it sounds expensive. And then there's going to be the convenience fee that's going to be, that the residents are going to have to pay for it. So I don't know. I'll have to read it first and see what happens.
Okay. Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I just want to say it's ironic that we have this presentation tonight. I was in the Village Hall a lot this week, and I was actually talking about the staff up front and what do we do when some of them are out for long periods of time. Some of them, you know, are sick and going through different things. And I was talking to management about if we have actually been able to begin to cross-train some of the staff up front so that if somebody is out for a long period of time, that we don't have that situation where nothing can be done because only one person can do it. I can see it being a win-win for us in the fact that we don't have to pay any health care for it. We don't have to pay any overtime for it. There's a lot of benefits to having it available to the residents. Wherever you go, you pay a fee. If you go to any other machines, ATM machines that are not affiliated with your bank, you have to pay a fee. So most people are used to paying a fee, but that's why we have the committee of the whole meetings so that we can toss the ideas around. I think it would be good if we could afford it, if we could find a way, because I have noticed personally that at 5 o'clock, the majority of our staff leave, but there are other staff members that have to stay until 6, 6:30, counting, putting bills together, making sure everything is balanced. And I said, do you have to stay like this all the time? And they're like, yeah, I can't just walk out the door at 5 o'clock. I mean, we let the shutters down at 5, but there's a lot more that has to be bundled up and taken to another room and prepared and secured. I was like, oh, wow. So it has a lot of benefits that I see, but we would have to tweak it. But I could see I could definitely benefit in the light of people not being here. They could only do one thing. They're the only ones that can do it. And I've also observed lines. The lines, they get real long. So people have an option, like any other place where they go. If they look inside of a business and they don't want to go in, they can go to another alternative, whether it's a drive-through restaurant, or for us, it would be the kiosk outside. So.
Mary Clapp. I have a couple questions about the kiosk. Where is the money going to come from to pay for it? And why? Is there anything currently wrong with the payment box? Is there a charge currently to make an online payment for a water bill? How secure is the data protection involved with the kiosk? And how many credit card payments are received each month currently? To show, is it beneficial to spend, say, $25,000 and whatever additional costs there are? Which again will fall back on the taxpayers. Yep.
As far as the number of the credit card payments we have a month, I'm not sure. That's something that we can add and see if we can get that specific system. They can kind of let us know that. As far as the money for the kiosk, that would be something that would have to be, if we as a board chose to go forward, that would be something that we would have to discuss as a board to figure out where that money's going to come from. Because as we all remember, the budget is a tight budget, so this is not something, to my knowledge, that was in the budget. So it would have to be something that would have to be, the budget has to be reviewed. And just like I said in the budget meetings, if we need money for someone else, it's got to come from somewhere. So that would be something that would have to be discussed we don't know. We might be able to get that information once we look at it, but those three things are something that I can pass on to those commissioners to see if these answers for you.
Okay. Can I ask another question? I know you don't normally, but who's liable if the data is not encrypted and becomes per se hacked? That would be another question. You know, say a credit card is used, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So then is that a liability for the village that all of a sudden somebody's got $10,000 on a credit card?
That's
And
something we can look into, because like at Target, you know, you hear all the time,
Right.
credit cards, they hack everything, so we'll look into that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got a couple of questions about the kiosk. Who's going to do the reconciliation of the accounts when people are paying cash at the end of the day, and who's going to make the deposit? How does the system determine where the money goes into what account? And also, well, that's a question we need there. Is it going to generate a report at the end of the day so somebody can reconcile and see how much money you get in and out, and so on and so on? Also, well, my next question, my next question is the same question I've been asking for the last couple of months. I know you took notes on this before, and I still haven't gotten answers to it. Now, according to the mayor, the Illinois EPA loan was reduced to $825,000. That information is supposed to be on the website, yet it hasn't showed up yet. Again, in April of 2015, the auditor said we had $3.3 million in the water fund. I would like to know why that $3.3 million wasn't used to pay off that $825,000 if that's so. Again, the mayor indicated since the last 4 months that the residents were responsible for $10.50 in water fees. In response to a FOIA request, the last request that last raise we had was $7.50. That was back in February of 2013. I have a copy of this in response to a FOIA request. So I also would like to know, and also like him to provide us residents with a copy of something that says that we're supposed to be paying $10.50. And also I'd like a copy of whatever he's getting that information for that $825,000. Because we had the money in the water fund, it was never paid off. And my last question is that if these things are not paid off, why are we, as residents, paying that $2 extra for infrastructure repair? There hasn't been any major repairs on this infrastructure since I don't know when, and we just had a major break on Cornell. So I'd like to know what's going on with that $2. That's a lot of $2 from a lot of people, and we're not getting what we're paying out. So why are we being charged $2 for infrastructure repairs when we're not getting anything for our money? What's going on? The $825,000, you're supposed to have supporting documents, they haven't posted it yet. So I just want to know what's going on with our money. That's my question.
I'm going to pass that along to the mayor. As far as the kiosk questions, who reconciles the accounts?
Yes.
I would assume that would be something that we have to talk to as a board and with the village administrator, but I would assume the same person who reconciles accounts now would be doing that, which would be the finance director. He would be the one to reconcile those accounts. And as far as the report, it did say that it does generate a report at the end of the day, so you can figure out, because our village staff would be the ones that would be responsible for taking the money out and getting the report out. I would assume that they would just take that to the finance director. As far as how does it determine what account to pay, we didn't cover that, so I'm not sure, but it might be in the documentation that we are going to be looking at.
Who does the deposits every day? Who's going to do the daily deposits of the cash?
I think the way the money would work is the way it would work right now. It would be just, if we got it at the end of the night, because when they get money out of the Dropbox now, they have to apply it to the water bills and things like that. And then I'm not sure how the deposit system works, if it's daily or a couple times a week. But whoever does the deposits now, I'm assuming that's who it will do.
Larry Stewart, Sauk Village. This payment kiosk, I don't see where it's a plus. I'm wondering, does the board understand that with themselves? Right now, we're upside down in our structure of our income. Do not we see this? Here we are about to go into debt again. Just on how we vote. It will not be 100% vote. Ain't no way I can see that, but guess what? It'll probably pass. How stupid. These things I see from week to week. We go week to week with what we're doing. Here we are, have people sitting on our board who can't balance a book at home. Actually, I understand to where some people are bankruptcy, and yet we're going to take this to this level. When are we going to start rolling back and go, let's don't spend this. Let's try to save. When are we going to do this? I hear it, but I've never seen it. We're spending money like we got a machine in the basement. This is ridiculous. The other issue was, I have issues about trustees and committee people living in or out the village. Does everybody live in? I know I was questioned on it when I was a committee person. Did I live in the village? It was a question, so I was removed. When is this going to get to where we see what's going on in the village? We got it to where our village is divided. We're upside down and don't care. We're spending money we ain't got. And I'm going, what are we trying to pass on to the next administration? When is it going to stop? That's all.
Mayor Pro Temp Williams, my name is Francine Anderson, and of course I am a resident of Sauk Village. I too came in today when you were talking about your kiosks. I do agree with Mr. Stewart. I am very, very tired of this board and this mayor putting on the agenda to spend money that we do not have. First of all, you passed a budget that showed me that we actualized one lousy dollar for a year. That I didn't get a chance to talk about at the budget hearing because you told me that was a committee meeting. So I want to know, where in the world are you going to find money for a kiosk? I don't understand it. You got a budget. You telling me you're going to work your budget to pay for whatever you want to pay for. But that comes off the back of the residents. But seeing we have a budget that has been misappropriated, it never had a budget hearing, so me as a resident can give my feelings and thoughts about your numbers. I think it's okay that you think it's okay that you can spend money that has not been appropriated correctly because the citizens never got an opportunity to have their hearing on your budget. You can get that message to your mayor for me. Second of all, I want to know, for the smoke testing of the sewer, how are citizens being notified? I see this salt talk. I see a note on the door. You can get everything done, but you can't tell citizens about possible smoke, although it's going to be non-toxic, that's going to be in my house, but you can spend other money on a kiosk, and there's nothing wrong with the system that we're already using. You have updated it so we can do it online, and yeah, I can pay with a credit card online, so why do you need a kiosk? I don't know. I just have quite a few questions. The sewer thing, is that going to satisfy the current evaluation that they're doing on our sewer system? Is this a part of what we're paying Robinson to do? And if so, what part of that is going to affect me as a citizen? I see here you got the water report in the Sauk Talk. Again, I got that at home, so I didn't need to have you reiterate that for me. But again, with all the problems that we have going on with our sewage, our garbage, the increase, the water with the increase, now a kiosk with an increase. The other thing is, I want to know, has anything been done about the retention pond? I have had an opportunity to not have any follow-up, but if I can get that today, that would be wonderful, because I see that the mayor had in Southland and on his blog page, since we can't do anything but read his blog to get citizens information, that he found that it was a problem because you didn't want to vote for sidewalks, but you didn't want to vote for the retention pond either. So are we going to let kids drown, or are we going to walk the sidewalk? Which one of you guys going to do? Let me know.
Just a couple of things I can let you know about. The smoke testing, I actually talked to, we asked if the Robinson Engineering would participate in that. The answer is yes. I actually talked to Jim Zarnik today because I went for a walk today and I saw the smoke coming out of the ground and I saw them doing the testing. So I asked him how people were notified, and he stated that the houses that were going to be affected by it got placards on their door, and they got letters sent to their homes to let them know that the smoke may be coming out of the ground, but it's not hazardous in any way. If they had any questions, they had Robinson Engineering information to contact them directly, to not to come to the village. So that's that. As far as your payments are online, and why we kiosk, like I said, I don't remember a year ago what other trustees brought it to the board, but I know one of the reasons why I brought it to the board was just as another way. I didn't know about the pricing, they didn't provide us with the pricing at the time, but it was just, in my opinion, another way, another service for the residents. And we've heard a lot of times that people say, well, the village clerk or the mayor or different trustees have said that stuff is online, and people say, well, what about on a computer? I can't go online. Well, if they can't go online, they can't make their payment online, this would be another way to, assist with that. As far as the other thing, the retention pond, I know that the fencing that the board talked about was put up. I know that there was a portion of it that was cut or it looked torn in some way. I don't know how that's been addressed or what the plan is with that. And I know that I sent an email out to Kevin Weller to see, the problem in and of itself is that it's broken. There's a portion of it that needs repair. And the last time I was told, I expressed with the board, is there's confusion on who's responsible for fixing that portion. And I don't know that it's been resolved yet, but the village administrator did have his hand up, so he might want to have some more information.
Well, we are looking at, Kevin has been instructed to get some costs for a fence. I think I told trustee Kelvin Jones that, and once we get it, we'll present it to the board. With reference to the snow fence, we'll just repair it. We're having some people accidentally damage it, so we'll have to repair it again.
Judy Cass, Sauk Village. I agree with Francine, and they cut the cost in half. You just hired a whole bunch of part-time people. We didn't know where that money was going to come from, but we've hired them anyway. And now you want to put something like this in at the cost, which I'm sure is going to be on the backs of the taxpayers. I disagree. Secondly, I have asked over and over and over, we get an accounts payable report, but we never ever get an accounts receivable. I want to know why and what steps need to be taken to get that report. But nobody seems to want to step forward on that one. Number 3, I've brought up 1,000 times, and I'm going to bring it up 1,000 more. The mold problem. Apparently people don't understand that there are multiple different kinds of mold. Black mold is deadly. Once you consume it, there is no turning back. It affects all organs of the body. You might get it next week, I might get it next month, but if we inhale it, we're going to get it. There is no such thing as getting rid of black mold with a gallon of bleach and a scrub brush. It is deadly. I didn't blame anybody because this goes back a lot of years. All I said was, it's about time we identify what is that mold. And then what steps do we need to take to identify it? And I can't get any answers on that are believable either. So I did contact the health department, I did contact OSHA, and they were supposed to be contacting the village. But with no meetings and then nothing going on, I don't know if any word has come through as to identifying the mold as to what it is. And I would like to know if there is a response to that. And if I don't get an answer, not a problem, I will call the health department and OSHA back. And that's it.
We had Chief Kowalski call the company, and we had the person come out and identify the mold. And I think that he told us that it was a cart before the horse. You know, we got this person's name from the Robinson Engineering, and I think I made a report at the last meeting that we have to have a environmentalist or some specialist to come out and identify what exactly the mold was. And we're in the process of trying to also, I told Trustee Jones to remove it and try to get all that information at one time. We brought the person out with the person's name that we were given by Robinson Engineering, and then we find out that the person could test the air, but to actually get an actual, we had to bring out I forgot what I said, environmental, health, sanitary, somebody special to identify what the mold is. And that's where we are. Waiting, we also have potential, also looking at Kevin to get us a person, I think we're looking to get a person to come in and move it. So we're putting all these parts, albeit in not correct order, but we're going to have it done as soon as we get this contract from Kevin Wells.
Anybody else? Seeing none? Then we'll move on to item number 4, comment from trustees.
Madam Pro Tem, I had asked for a executive session since 28th of June. I'm still, and I'm going to ask the clerk today for an executive session to be put on the agenda for next week and have it at the beginning of the agenda instead of waiting for the end. And this is to deal with personnel. Doesn't make sense to do it right now because I need everyone there for that reason, so I'm asking to have it put on at that time. Also, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we'll have the Public Works, Lake Michigan Water Committee meeting here at 6, and then followed by the Town Hall meeting, which will be at 7 o'clock here at the Village Hall. That's all that I have.
Just one thing. During the special meeting, one of the residents had a question and was told that he had to wait until this meeting to ask his question. I think he just did. But in keeping that in mind, and I did a cursory review of state law regarding special meetings, and I don't think we had the authority to revise the special meeting and take a vote on the issue as we did. I think all we did during that special meeting violates the Open Meetings Act. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but during my cursory review, I think that was improper that we did that. If in fact someone finds that it's true that all of the stuff that we did during the special meeting needs to be placed back on the agenda and be addressed at the next meeting. You can go ahead.
I did email the mayor and the village administrator and the finance director after that meeting because the accounts payable again was not passed, and I did want to let them know because I know Mohan was concerned, especially And I did put in there that we did make the motion to suspend the rules, amend the agenda, and pass this. And the mayor did reply back and said that a special meeting agenda cannot be amended. So this, in fact, was not approved. So what I was going to say at the end is, because this was not approved, and this is something that we talked about, which is the chemicals from the water, and this is something that the finance director did want, I was going to ask that the board contact the finance director and let him know, if you could via email, that you approve this, that we could go forward. I also suggested that he contact the board to follow up, because based on what the mayor replied to the email, what we did is not valid. So this is not paid. You're fine. It reminded me, so that's good. So just again, if everybody could make sure they reach out to the finance director, that would be great.
There will be an open gym, July 30th, starting at 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And I want to congratulate the kids in the day camp, in the camp over there. They did an outstanding job in the Independence Day Parade. They managed to get themselves a third place trophy. And I presented it to them, and they was loving it. So hopefully we keep some good things going and keep them uplifted. Every little thing counts to them. I mean, some of the simplest things that I've been seeing, that I've been learning from them. Little rubber band science projects. I mean, you could get their attention, and they love every minute of it. They've been doing a lot of experiments. They are now working on a garden. They're gonna get ready to plant a garden behind the community center, just a little section, and hopefully they can see some things grow and give them a different outlook. And I'm really proud of them. They have been doing a great job. And that's all I have right now.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Just a few things. First of all, I want to remind everyone that we are collecting school supplies and book bags for our back to school giveaway that we're going to be doing in conjunction with School District 168 at Rickover School. If you have any book bags, or if you would like to bring any supplies, you can bring them to the Village Hall any day during our regular business hour. Secondly, I just want to say that I really want to thank my committee for the hard work that they did with our second annual safety seminar that we had with the businesses and churches and schools. We had a great seminar. We had a great presenter here, and we're going to bring him back when we do our quarterly meeting, probably in the month of October. And I just want to thank all of those that participated and for the neighborhood watch and the hard work that they did to get the businesses and the churches and those that came to that seminar out. Two extensions that Neighborhood Watch adopted were no texting while driving and no bullying. After talking to the committee and in light of all of the things that's happening in the United States, from the expressway sniper that's shooting people driving on the expressway, from the killings in Baton Rouge and the Dallas police and Louisiana and Minnesota and all of the different things that's going on, it's a lot of tension in the nation right now. There's a lot of racial tension going on. There's a lot of things that's being done and said. And after talking to the committee about it, you know, a lot of people experience a lot of cyberbullying even here locally in Sauk Village. And at this point where we're planning on doing this, to do a really big news conference about it, to bring the light to it to Sauk Village. So I'm putting it out there that if you are a victim of any type of bullying, whether it's in school or in your neighborhood or on your block or cyberbullying, we are putting together a very in-depth package where we're going to put a light on it in Sauk Village, and hopefully to stop some of the racial tension that's mounting and that's building up. And finally, I just want to say to all those that are listening via streaming live, those that are videotaping, the people that you attack, whether it's in school or in church or on your block or on the internet, sometimes that person may just brush it off as it's just bullying, but the people around them that care about them, it's insightful. Unfortunately, some of the police that were killed, they didn't do anything. But the people that killed them were incited by other incidents that they saw or read about or that they heard about. So it's dangerous right now, and I would just ask everyone to watch your block, watch your neighbor, watch your family when you're driving, especially on the expressway, look around. But one thing the neighborhood watch is going to do, we're going to bring a light when it comes to cyberbullying in Sauk Village. That's something that we want to take on. And we'll be planning a big news conference and bringing people out here with names and printouts and all kinds of things to help our community be a little bit safer. And that concludes my report.
Can you stop the police from harassing me?
Exactly.
Yeah, I really like you want to talk to me. You can talk to me after the meeting.
I can. I'll be here.
Right here.
You're on. Mark.
Madam
Chairperson, just a couple, about 4 items I want to bring up. First of all, I want to thank everybody that came out to the parade. It was good. We all had a good time. I will announce all the winners next Tuesday night. There's 4 categories, and there's first, second, and third place for each category. The second item is last Thursday about midnight we had a house fire, and another one over there in the area, 217th, and I urge the people in that area to report any and all suspicious people. If you see anybody around these vacant houses, please call the police department, because sooner or later this person unknown at this time, they're going to burn one, and it's going to catch the neighbor's house on fire, and it's going to kill somebody. And I don't want to see that, and I don't think anybody in this room wants to see that. So I urge you, please, if you have any information leading to anybody involved in these fires, please contact the police department, the detective division. And if you see anybody around the vacant houses, please contact the PD. Right, I was just informed tonight, Debbie clarified it, that tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to be having a fire station as a cooling center.
I was just notified about today, but I would assume it's probably going for the next 7 days.
Okay.
So let's just assume from now until probably Friday.
Okay.
Friday night.
I would assume
Until Saturday morning.
until Saturday morning, yeah.
This is supposed to be even next morning.
All right. JW, I will make get hold of the chief, and we'll make arrangements to have a person inside the station during those times. Then. All right, and the last items.
She's going to be more
I was
specific.
going to report it.
Oh, okay.
Because that was, yeah, I got it.
Okay. JW, I have a question. It's a safety question. You're the Director of Safety for the Village of Sauk Village. Okay. We was always told, the fire department was always told that after a building catches on fire, and if it's a vacant building, we would go ahead and secure that property where nobody, a youngster or anybody else, can get in and get seriously injured, cause possible litigation. Okay, for the last 30 some odd years that I've been around this town, the village always came along and they came out of the general fund. Now, all of a sudden, this year, money's tight. It's coming out of the fire department fund, which the fire department is pretty much so, budget is off of the tax dollars that we received through the referendum that we passed years and years ago. Now, if we let these buildings, don't secure these buildings, which usually runs anywhere from $600–700 to up to whatever you got to secure it, and somebody does get in it, and somebody does get hurt, wouldn't I mean that could be one heck of a liability lawsuit towards the building. So I'm asking you, fire department has to secure these homes if after a fire where nobody can get in. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. So we will take that burden and we will secure the property after it is. Once again, at the budget hearing, it said that if we get recouped from the abandoned house, then the money will go back into the fire department budget to offset the cost for securing it. Is that correct too, sir?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we will keep securing it and keep the village from getting lost too, and we will make sure we use the monies for the apartment budget.
I don't think we have a choice, trustee, when it comes to safety. My issue, I think I wanted to say was that, you know, what we're doing is if houses are burning, they're vacant, we find the owners, they're going and make some lien against the property, but you cannot leave it unsecured.
All right, I just wanted to make verification of it, sir. Okay, that's all I have, Madam Chair.
The only other thing I was going to say tonight is that because due to the heat wave that is coming across this area, the Sauk Fire Department will be open from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. starting tonight, and as we just discussed, we're assuming until Saturday, so to be a cooling center. So if you know of anybody that does not have air conditioning or anything like that, please let them know, and it will be something that will be blasted to make sure that everybody's aware that because of the heat wave that's coming in, the fire department will be open to be used as a cooling center. It's from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. because at 6 a.m. there's somebody already there. So that's it. Okay?
Just the fire station.
Just the fire station.
Until Saturday.
Right now, the police chief did just tell the village clerk for tonight, but this is nowhere near what's supposed to be happening, so I would assume.
It's usually a day by day, but we know from listening to the news, it's going to be several days. So I just texted him based upon what we just said, and I think the board, we know what's going to happen. Probably.
Like I said, it's supposed to be in the next 110 on Friday. So that would probably go through till Saturday morning, but again, it will be, the village clerk is talking with the fire chief right now to make it.
Okay, I was going to get to him right after the meeting and start making arrangements.
Perfect.